Hey everyone, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Well folks, today's the day to return to the Swan Princess franchise. Now, if you follow me on this channel, you'd know that I have previously blogged The Swan Princess Christmas, A Royal Family Tale, Princess Tomorrow Pirate Today, Royally Undercover, and of course last year's A Royal Mystery. And despite a few ups and downs and a few hiccups, these movies are still very entertaining and fun in my opinion. Also, I can't believe that the Swan Princess has reached its 25th anniversary this year, just like The Lion King did. Man, crazy, huh? By the way, do you guys know what's also been surprising this year? Well, you are not going to believe it, but just several months ago, not long after the new year began, I just received an email from Eden Young, who I think is the founder of this website listed here. Plus, I think she commented on my Swan Princess Christmas blog 2 years ago. And she's also been telling me that she's been finding my Facebook posts fun to read, along with my acting roles at Musical Theater Village, as well as my job at Target. And she loves all the supportive and positive comments that I've been making on the Swan Princess social media pages. Gosh. Anyway, in her email, she asked me to send her a bit of information regarding me, and afterwards, she made me the very first featured fan on her website. Man, it makes me feel very honored. Plus, I've been learning a little bit about the other Swan Princess fans who were featured after me. And I just hope that I can make friends with them. What's more, Eden asked me to make a special note for Swan Princess producer Selden Young. And I managed to get that done via Microsoft Word. Also, I hear there's going to be a pink carpet event for the Swan Princess 25th anniversary in Los Angeles this October, and I'm feeling very excited to attend. Anyway, for today's episode, we're going to talk about the newest Swan Princess film, which happens to be the 9th movie in the franchise. So, let's see what it has in store for us. Released to DVD on August 6, 2019, the movie is The Swan Princess Kingdom of Music. Now let's get started. Princess Odette is hosting a music competition to celebrate Princess Elise's birthday. The winner will sing at her grand birthday ball. Prince Lee of Cathay has entered, but his sister Princess Meili has stowed away on his ship to seek help from Odette and Derek for her love interest Chen, who has been cursed to live as a dragon. At the same time, Lucas and Elise are reunited, but Prince Lee's arrival makes Elise doubt her feelings. While Lee and Lucas fight for Elise's heart, Derek and Odette try to help Meili and Chen break the curse. Question is, who will win the music festival, and will Chen ever be free from his curse? So, what do I think of this movie? Well, this was another enchanting addition to this wonderful franchise, and the ending really did tug at my heart. But to further explain why I love this movie, let's move on to Mustang Notes. Now, this movie is the second Swan Princess movie to be released as an anniversary special, the previous one being The Swan Princess, A Royal Family Tale, which, to this very day, is still my most popular blog ever made. Now let's talk about the animation, and I understand that a lot of you guys still have issues with this franchise transferring from paper to pixels, but in all honesty, the CGI animation in this movie isn't really that bad. Plus, I do like how the Kingdom of Cathay looks. It's almost very reminiscent to a Chinese empire, despite the fact that we mostly see it during the opening prologue. I also like several different parts of the movie, like the scene where Elise and Lee are doing a harp duet, and I like the part where Odette helps Elise get ready for her birthday ball, as well as the scene where Elise shows the finalists the portrait of her late grandfather, King William, and the scene where Elise shows Lee Lord Roger's secret workshop from the 7th and 8th movies. Not only that, but we also get some scenes at Swan Lake, which brings back a lot of fond memories from the first movie. But what's also interesting is that, unlike the previous 8 movies, this movie does not have a main villain. Okay, yes, technically there is, but my point is, Fang is barely in this movie, and while she may be the reason why Chen is cursed to be a dragon, she doesn't seem to do anything to pose any threats to conflict with the main story. However, the only problem I have with this movie is that it doesn't really explain how many years has passed since A Royal Mystery. But if I had to guess, I think this movie takes place 6 years later. Now, since this movie is called Kingdom of Music, let's talk about the songs. And in total, there are 5 songs featured in this movie. And what's interesting about them is that they're all reminiscent to many different countries from around the world, especially with the sets and visuals that accompany them. Also, the Scullions play as musicians and dance team for 3 of them. Our first song is called Shaka Boom, sung by Humbalani. To me, this is a really catchy African song, and I think it's got a great drum and beat. And I love when Elise and the audience sing along with it. Next there's Vecherinka, sung by Anya, and in my opinion, this is a really enchanting Russian-styled ice skating song. And while I do think that singing while ice skating may be hard to do, I gotta say, Anya has some amazing and graceful moves. Next we have La Cascada, sung by Isabella. To me, this is a fantastic Latin American-styled fountain song, and I really love the way Isabella dances while the Scullions sing with her. Plus, the fountain choreography is really amazing, kind of like the water effects at Disney California Adventure's World of Color. Speaking of color, next we have Show Your Colors, sung by Samar. This, in my opinion, is such a colorful Indian-styled song, and I think this song has a lot of flair to it. Also, I think Samar's dancing is pretty similar to the late Michael Jackson's dancing. Last but not least, we have Goodbye, sung by Prince Lee. Now, there are 2 versions sung in this film, one in Chinese during the music festival, and an English version sung during Elise's birthday ball. Now, while I do like the Chinese version, especially with the cherry blossom tree sets, I think the English version, sung while Elise and Lucas dance, is my favorite. In my opinion, the lyrics are very heartbreaking, but very comforting at the same time. Also, Elise and Lucas's dance is the best part in the entire movie. It's absolutely very beautiful, and it makes me shed a tear in happiness, as well as making me root for them. Plus, not only does this song bring Elise and Lucas together as a loving couple, but it also breaks Chen's dragon curse. Also, since this song became champion at the music festival, can you imagine what it'd be like if this song ever got an Academy Award? Not a bad idea, huh? Anyway, let's move on to the characters and their voice actors. Now let's start with our music festival hosts, Princess Odette and Prince Derek, voiced by Nina Herzog and Yuri Lowenthal. Throughout this movie, not only do they host the Swan Princess Music Festival for their daughter's birthday, but they also try to help Princess Meili break Chen's dragon curse. Also, in my opinion, the way they celebrate love and light with music is a really marvelous idea. Our main character, Princess Elise, is this time voiced by Blow. And I gotta say, seeing Elise all grown up as a 16-year-old makes me want to cry in happiness. I mean, it seems like only yesterday when she was adopted by Odette and Derek. Anyway, in my opinion, not only does Elise look absolutely beautiful, but she looks very similar to how Odette looked during This Is My Idea from the first movie. What I like about Elise in this movie is that she makes a wonderful hostess for the finalists, even though her relationship with Lee didn't start out too well. And I like the part where she plays Far Longer Than Forever on her swan harp. And the scene where she and Lucas play pirates by the lake makes me think back to the sixth movie. Also, I think the scene where Elise talks about her late biological parents gives her a lot of character development. But what's frustrating is that throughout this movie, Elise is stuck in a love triangle between Prince Lee and Lucas, making Elise doubt her feelings. However, as a Swan Princess fan, I know her heart belongs to Lucas. Plus, I think it's a better love triangle than in this. Next we come to Elise's love interest, Lucas, voiced by Grant Durazo. Best known from the Kirby Buckets TV series. To me, Grant does a great job voicing Lucas, just like he did in the previous three films. Sometime prior, Lucas has been teaching people how to grow tulips, and I think it was really nice that he gave each of the finalists a tulip from his garden. However, throughout this movie, Lucas is secretly in love with Elise, and he becomes jealous upon seeing her with Prince Lee. So, he needs to find a way to win Elise back. However, I think I may have some advice for Lucas. If he wants to win Elise's affection, then why doesn't he compete in the music festival? I mean, in the sixth movie, Lucas had a songbook while he was raft wrecked on Bog Island, and Elise presumed that he loved to sing. But, on the other hand, I'm glad that Elise put him at number 2 on her dance card. Next we come to our cute animal sidekicks, Puffin, Speed, and Jean Bob, voiced by Gardner Jass, Doug Stone, and Clayton James. Each of them have a special job during the music festival. Puffin works as stage manager, Speed is the technician who operates the stage sets, lights, and effects during each song, and Jean Bob is one of the 3 judges. But is he a good one? Well, I wouldn't go that far, because he gives 3 of the finalists terrible criticism. I mean, geez, Jean Bob, they weren't that bad of a performance. You know what? I think you're just jealous. The 2 other judges for the music festival are Queen Uberta and Lord Rogers, voiced by Jennifer Miller and Joseph Medrano. To me, both of them are a good foil to Jean Bob, giving each finalist wonderful criticism. Plus, Lord Rogers is a great supportive character for Lucas. I mean, not only does he give Lucas good advice during their light code conversations, but I thought it was really nice that Rogers gives Lucas dance lessons and a very dashing outfit for Elise's ball. However, Queen Uberta is still very traditional, and I didn't really like the part where she asked Chamberlain to cross out Lucas's name and replace it with Prince Lee's on Elise's dance card. Next we have Scully, also voiced by Joseph Medrano. As usual, Scully is a very loyal character, and I like that he tries to help Meili by making a potion mixed with dragon blood. But when that fails, Scully finds out that the only way to lift Chen's curse is if a child of the Cathay Emperor surrenders true love. Now let's talk about the new characters, starting with our music festival champion, Prince Lee. Voiced by Francis Huang. Now, I did have a love-hate feel with this character because, at first, Lee seems like a rude person who's focused on winning at the music festival, as well as fulfilling his promise to his strict father by bringing honor to his people and family. But, underneath it all, Lee is a kind prince, and as he gets to know Elise, he begins to fall in love with her. But later, after learning about her friendship with Lucas, as well as witnessing his dance lessons with Rogers, he asks Queen Uberta that Lucas, whom he now considers as a friend, should dance with Elise. Plus, like I said earlier, his song, Goodbye, is very emotional, and I'm happy that his sacrifice not only brought Elise and Lucas together, but also broke Chen's dragon curse. Also, I think Lee's advisor, Rue, voiced by Ben King, is a very wise and supportive character, kind of like a second father. Next up, we come to Lee's twin sister, Princess Meili, voiced by the current Sailor Moon, Stephanie Sheh. In my eyes, Meili is a headstrong princess who's willing to do whatever it takes to break Chen's curse. Plus, I think Meili is very stealthy while stowing away on her brother's ship and sneaking into Odette's castle. Meili's love interest, Chen, is voiced by Alex Chen. Funny, huh? Anyway, in my opinion, Chen's curse is pretty similar to Odette's swan curse. However, while Odette had to be a swan by day and a human at night under the moon's reflection in the lake, Chen can only turn into a human for a few moments during sunset. Also, Chen's dragon form kind of reminds me of Haku from Hayao Miyazaki's Spirited Away. And the fact that he's an artist makes me think of Ambrose from Hello Dolly, which is the show that I had my first stage kiss. Plus, while Chen does love Meili, he doesn't want to break her heart, even if his curse may almost be impossible to lift. And finally, we come to the other music festival finalists: Ombelani, Anya, Isabella, and Samar, voiced by Yaosh Boner, Emily Pearson, Rebecca Lopez, and Charan Prabhakar. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Anyway, these guys are another great set of characters, if I do say so myself. Plus, they almost make me think of some of the Tri-Wizard champions from the fourth Harry Potter film, due to them being from different parts of the world. And I think their songs and their choreography are really amazing. Now let's move on to my final words. Overall, The Swan Princess Kingdom of Music is another great addition to this strong and underrated franchise. The animation is very decent for a direct-to-DVD movie. The characters like Odette and Derek are wonderful. Elise and Lucas are great main characters, and I'm happy that they're now a couple. Speed, Puffin, and John Bob and the Scullions have interesting jobs during the music festival, even though Jean Bob was a terrible judge. Prince Lee was a decent new character, and while he did become champion of the music festival, I did like what he did for Elise, Lucas, Meili, and Chen. Plus, the music and songs performed by the finalists are absolutely amazing to listen to. So, with that said, I give this movie a full rating of 100%. Yeah, there were a few nitpicks, but who cares? Now, judging by this movie's ending, you can already tell that the Swan Princess franchise is still far from over, since a 10th movie has been approved by Sony a few months ago. And I'm interested in finding out what'll happen when it gets released next year. Anyway, I'd like to thank Eden Young for including me on her website, and I'm looking forward to attending the Swan Princess Pink Carpet event this October. As for the rest of you at home, be sure to tune in for my next blog, where I look into a high school themed horror movie. Mustang Power!